Today we're going to be reading Possum Magic by Mem Fox and illustrated by Julie Beavers. As you can see from the cover of the book, we have a lot of colourful colours and there's lots of stars to really engage you in that magic that you're going to feel throughout the book. On the title page, we get to see the two main characters, Grandma Poss and Hush, and throughout the book we're just going to see them go on an adventure to find the magic that can fix Hush. From the start page of this book, I just want you to think about what might be happening in this book. What might their adventure be about and where they might go. I also want you to think about the storyline and the pictures that Julie has put into the book, how they connect to the words and how they've made this story really well thought out. Okay, so now we're going to read the book. Possum Magic by Mem Fox and illustrated by Julie Beavers. For Chloe, Anna and Kate. Once upon a time, but not very long ago, deep in the Australian bush lived two possums. Their names were Hush and Grandma Poss. Grandma Poss made bush magic. She made wombats blue and kookaburras pink. She made dingoes smile and emus shrink, but the best magic of all was the magic that made Hush invisible. See how Hush is invisible here, guys? How Julie has connected the words to the pictures. What adventures Hush had. Because she couldn't be seen, she could be squashed by koalas. Because she couldn't be seen, she could slide down kangaroos. Because she couldn't be seen, she was safe from the snakes, which is why Grandma Poss had made her invisible in the first place. But one day, quite unexpectedly, Hush said, "Grandma, I want to know what I look like. Please could you make me visible again?" "Of course I can," said Grandma Poss, and she began to look through her magic books. She looked into this book and she looked into that. There was magic for thin and magic for fat, magic for tall and magic for small, but the magic she was looking for wasn't there at all. Grandma Poss looked miserable. See, guys? But in her heart of hearts, "Don't worry, Grandma," said Hush, "I don't mind." But in her heart of hearts, she did. See here, guys, how Julie has made blue and connected it in with the words. So, all night long, Grandma Poss thought and thought. The next morning, just before breakfast, she shouted, "It's something to do with food! People food, not possum food, but I can't remember what. We'll just have to try and find it." So later that day, they left the bush where they'd always been to find what it was that would make Hush sing. See the rhyming here, guys? They ate Anzac biscuits in Adelaide, Mornay and Minties in Melbourne, steak and salad in Sydney, and pumpkin scones in Brisbane. Hush remained invisible. "Don't lose heart," said Grandma Poss. "Let's see what we can find in Darwin." They're travelling all over Australia. It was there in the far north of Australia that they found a Vegemite sandwich. Grandma Poss crossed her claws and crossed her feet. Hush breathed deeply and began to eat. A tail, shouted both possums at once, for there it was, a brand new visible tail. Here we go. Later on, at the beach in Perth, they ate a piece of pavlova. Hush's legs appeared, so did her body. You look wonderful, you precious possum, said Grandma Poss. Next stop, Tasmania. And over the sea they went. In Hobart late one night, in the kitchens of the casino, they saw a lamington on a plate. Hush closed her eyes and nibbled. Grandma Poss held her breath and waited. It's worked, she cried. And she was right. Hush could be seen from head to tail. Grandma Poss hugged Hush and they both danced. Here we go round the lamington plate till early in the morning. From that time onwards, Hush was visible, but once a year, on her birthday, she and Grandma Poss ate a Vegemite sandwich, a piece of pavlova, and half a lamington, just to make sure Hush stayed visible forever. And she did. The end. So I want you guys to think about the rhymes you heard in the book, and also the colours and how they match the words, because we're going to work on that later on.